Obituaries brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361. Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. And obituary is brought to you by Earlene's Flowers and More. Say it with flowers from Earlene's this Mother's Day. 256-245-5235, Earlene's Flowers and More. Funeral service for Jesse E. Limbaugh, age 74, of Childersburg, will be this morning at 11 a.m. from Holy Name of Jesus Catholic Church in Childersburg, with Father Thomas Wood officiating. Online condolences at CurtisandSonFH.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, directing. Memorial service for Linda Lett will be May 14th at Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, with Gerald Jones and Lonnie Jones officiating. Visitation on May 14th from 1 until 2. Online condolences at CurtisandSonFH.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Judy Hartsfield, age 87, of Sylacauga, is today at 11 a.m. from the Chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Pastor Dorothy Scott officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mrs. Hartsfield died May 2nd at her residence. She was a member of the Wesley Chapel United Methodist Church. In lieu of flowers, contributions can be sent to the Isabel Anderson Comer Museum and Art Center or Sylacauga Ark. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Ludi B. Folks, age 69, is this morning at 11 from Shiloh Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Mrs. Folks died April 28th at her residence. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. Funeral service for Dr. William Arthur Wynn III, age 55, is today at 2. From Mount Canaan Baptist Church, Dr. Horace Patterson Sr. officiating. Interment in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. Sims Funeral Service in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for Mrs. Agnes A. Rayleigh, age 88, of Alexander City, is today at 2 o'clock from the Chapel of Radley Funeral Home. Reverend Jason Rogers officiating. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park. The family receiving friends today, 11 until 1:30 at the funeral home. Mrs. Rayleigh died April 30th at a Huntsville hospital. Radley Funeral Home, directing. Graveside service for Mr. Charles Aubrey East, age 56, of Goodwater, is today at 11 o'clock from Greenview Cemetery in Goodwater. Mr. East died Sunday, May the 1st. And memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Estelle M. Strong will be Thursday, May 5th at 1 o'clock from Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church. Pastor Melvin Irvin officiating. Interment in the Macedonia Memorial Gardens. Zion Memorial Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. Homegoing service for Mrs. Barbara Jean Williams Tony, age 56, will be Thursday at noon from Shiloh Baptist Church. The Reverend Charles F. Lilly, the pastor, is officiating. Interment in the Sylacauga Cemetery. Visitation noon until 6 in Childersburg at Sunset Memorial Chapel. Sunset Memorial Chapel in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for Mr. Glenn A. Gaither, age 68, of Talladega, will be Thursday, May 5th at 2 o'clock in Pleasant Grove Baptist Church with Brother David McGowan and Dr. Clyde Pettis officiating. The family will receive, the family receiving friends tonight from 6 till 8 at Talladega Funeral Home. Mr. Gaither died Monday at Brookwood Medical Center in Birmingham. He was retired with the National Guard after 20 years of service to his country. He was a member of the Pleasant Grove Baptist Church. Online condolences at TalladagaFuneralHomeInc.com. Talladega Funeral Home, directing. Mrs. Pearlie Taylor, age 92, died May 3rd at Sylacauga Healthcare Community Funeral Home, announcing. And funeral service for Mrs. Mildred Hamilton Silas, age 84, of Rockford, will be Friday, May the 6th, 2 o'clock at Union Baptist Church. Reverend Ed Brown and the Reverend Ricky Hatchett officiating. Burial in the Union Baptist Church Cemetery. The family receiving friends Thursday from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. at Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City. Mrs. Silas died May 3rd at her residence. She was a member of the Union Baptist Church and a pillar of her community. The family will accept flowers or contributions can be made to the Union Baptist Church Cemetery Fund. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. This obituary report brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg, the North Chapel in Sylacauga on Highway 21. Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home, 256-245-4361. That's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Earlene's Flowers and More, Talladega Highway in Sylacauga, 256-245-5235. For any floral needs, including Mother's Day. Say it with flowers this Mother's Day from Earlene's Flowers and More.